Our next guest this morning, we have with us Ms. Teresa Tomlinson. She's a mayoral candidate for the mayor here in Muskogee County.
That's right.
How you doing, Teresa?
I'm doing great. Good morning.
Good morning to you. I want to thank you for joining us this morning. We've been trying to get you on the show for some time now, so we finally got you on the show.
I'm happy to be here.
And my first question to you is, what made you decide to run for mayor?
Well, I guess a couple of things. For the past 10 or 11 years, I've sat on the Citizens Advisory Committee of the Metropolitan Planning Organization. And that's something that looks very carefully at the way Columbus grows. And I've been very concerned about the fact that a lot of middle-income families and a lot of younger people are actually leaving our counties.
True.
And we have a lot of areas in Columbus that are vacant, abandoned, boarded up, empty lots, some of them 10, 12, 15 acres, and that's not the sign of a competitive city. Sure, we've got BRAC coming in, and all these great things are happening, but if our residential growth is going to our outlying counties, if our young people are going to our outlying counties, that threatens to make us less competitive in the future, and I didn't see the city leadership addressing that. And of course, as you know, Reginald, it ends up with the Urban League is critically involved in residential and job development, particularly for minorities, and when you can segregate your community by economics, it's not a healthy community. And if you can look at your city and say people in a certain economic level live here, people in another economic level lives here, then you've had some poor planning.
And you make some very good points. I mean, we do have a lot of poor folks living below the poverty level, especially minorities in this community, and a lot of people are leaving this city, especially young folks, due to the fact they can't find jobs. They just can't make a decent living here. So you're on target there. Now, if you're elected mayor, what would be some of your priorities for the city of Columbus?
Well, first of all, continuing on about growth, and there's really two things, growth and sort of organizational, I think, emphasis. But as far as it relates to growth, Reginald, if we don't start finding ways for the municipality to partner with private investment so we can drive low-income housing and middle-income housing back to and reestablish neighborhoods in South Columbus and Middle Columbus, we won't be a competitive city, and we won't have those entry-level jobs that are so important for our young people and others looking for those jobs. So we've got to start doing that, and I don't see us being innovative as a city in doing that. And so that's one of my priorities, is to begin a whole new era of public-private partnerships to start driving growth back to South Columbus. There's some real tried and true ways to not just talk the talk, but walk the walk in doing that. I'd say the other thing is sort of an organizational, and frankly we see it today, every day when you open the newspaper, there's something about the departments and how the city's being managed. And there begins to be a lot of dispute because it seems like, given whatever the issue is, it's being handled in a different way. What we need is an organizational structure, a system that our hardworking city employees can depend on, that they know is consistent and fair, that they're getting the direction and oversight that they need. Everybody shows up for work every day and they work their backsides off. But if they don't know what you're expecting of them, and then they find out that you wanted something different, they get whipsawed. And it's not just, you know, the issues we're seeing today. We've been seeing these issues for years, frankly, and a lot of different things. And so what the city administrative staff needs is a partner and executive leadership to give clear direction, to have engagement and interaction about how we can be the best possible city and how morale can be improved in the city, because they know they're being productive. They know they're producing exactly what the city needs, and on top of that, the taxpayers get the accountability that they demand. You know, that's the way a well-run organization is. You know, you have solid morale and a return on your investment.
Well, that's great.
So,
you're a strong candidate, you know, to win this in this race. So there's a good possibility you could win. If you win, do you look at? Have you thought about making any changes in the mayoral office?
Well, I guess the biggest things would be organizational. I think we should have cabinet meetings with the mayor. I think the mayor should be fully informed of things. I don't think a mayor should ever be in the position of saying, you know, oh, I didn't know this was happening or that was happening, or a city councilor shouldn't have to be in a position of saying I didn't know this was happening or that was happening. So it needs a very high level of engagement. And you will find, and you know me, I'm a hard worker, so you're going to see me in there fully engaged with cabinet meetings, what they call efficiency audits. And efficiency audits are a lot different than the things we've been reading about lately. They're things that actually the departments use to defend themselves and say, the dollars we're using are returning investment for the citizens of Columbus. We're producing these things. And if they have a program that they see isn't returning on investment, then they can say, we need to be doing something else. This isn't as successful as we thought it was going to be when we first talked about it. And so efficiency audits are actually something that cities are using all over the country, and it has an incredible effect of, again, increasing morale, productivity, taxpayers are happy, city workers are happy. And that's one of the things you'll see if I become mayor, a much more engaged executive and actually working with our city administrative staff so they don't get politically whipsawed all the time.
All right, well, hold that thought for a second.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. We're going to take this commercial, okay?